Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Jade Gemini. This evening I am super excited to bring you a review of this guy right here. This is the Flytanium Titanium Stick Pin Extra. And so today what I'm going to be talking about is what I like, what I love, what I dislike, and if it applies, what is rubbish about this titanium pen right here. But before we go ahead and do that, let's get some size comparisons out of the way of some, everyday objects and such. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is actually show you another titanium pen that I have. This is the Tie 2 Bolt Liner, an absolute favorite of mine that I praise to the heavens how great it is. Where is a Casio going off? That's not 9 yet. But yeah, absolutely love this pin. It is lightweight, it is thin, it is fidgety, right, and takes a great refill. So as you can see it in sort of this size, and this is a Parker size, which we'll talk about, but Parker size, right? So that is something. The next thing I'm going to show you here is a Victorinox Alux. This is actually my Victorinox Dutch Army knife. So 93 millimeter soldier here. So you can kind of get an idea here. And probably the biggest comparison here is the humble, big, round stick, Stick right here. So here they are side by side. As you can see, they look pretty familiar, right? And as you will come to find out, there is a definite correlation. There's a reason for that. So, without further ado, let's go and jump right in. So the first thing I like about this a lot is the price, right? Well, let's hold on there. Sorry. There's I'm gonna do something kind of weird here, and I'm just gonna skip all the likes, and I'm gonna end up just going into what I love about this because wow, has this pin blown me away. So the first thing that I like is the fact that this is titanium, right? Titanium it has a lot of good things about it. The fact that it is lightweight, the fact that it is strong, right? The fact that it looks good, the fact that it is corrosion resistant, so it's being in your pocket, you're sweating all day, you don't have to worry about it rusting, right? The fact of it is that it feels more premium. The fact as well that it is somewhat hypoallergenic, right? When you're touching on things and then like touching your pen. As well as the fact that you can customize this, right? That's the next thing to love. Flytanium in their way is a very customized forward company, right? Making pocket knife parts, scales for knives, making whole entire knives. They're all about customization, little pivots, screws, backspacers, thumb studs, all the 9 yards. So the fact of the matter is that this pin kind of has that in mind. So that's the next thing to kind of love is the fact that this pocket clip is really easy to remove with just a simple Torx T8. It looks like that's up there, and so T6 are. So this can really easily be disassembled and anodized, right? Being able to take three separate parts away from each other and anodize it, customize, put it back together. The other thing that I do love about the clip here is the fact that it very much in the knife way, as you can see with this pin, although pretty okay, it's just sort of a simple folded style pin. And it's sort of gotten a little loose, right? It still does its job, but just doesn't have like a mega amount of tension anymore or anything like that, but still holds the pin in my pocket confident. This is a fully milled titanium billet that has been done here. So they milled everything out. They milled out this area down here with the ramp that's really easy to get into the pockets. That's also well designed. Has this very minimalist design as well, which is really nice, really smooth, really clean. And, again, easy if it does bend to just flip over, straighten it, and then bolt it back in. No sort of situation like this guy where you have to take apart this, take this off somehow without, damaging it, getting the action cylinder out, and then there's a screw all the way stinking down in there. It just has that forethought built right into it. So really, really well designed. The other thing that I do love about this is the overall size. It's very, very slim. There are some titanium pins that are a little bit thicker, a little bit meatier. Maybe it's slimmer here and there's meat on the thick side. But again, this is the same size as your big stick here, right? So easy to pick up, a good size, good fit, right? Humble, but the most ubiquitous pin, the pin that you're just going to end up finding anywhere all the time. So it's nice to have a size that kind of feels familiar, right? The other thing that I do love is the fact that this is a capped pin, right? It's a little bit different of a philosophy of use, right? This has a sort of feel to it, right? Think of this as like fidgeting, shark lock, axis lock, boom, boom, boom. I'm super fast, bang, bang, bang. I'm gonna like do this, cut that, bang, put it in my pocket. You know what I mean? Different. This is a little bit more like a slip joint. I'm going to intentionally take this out of my pocket. Feel that nice, firm click. I'm going to cut the thing that I want to. Wipe off the blade. I'm going to slowly and respectfully put it back. I need to open up a bottle. Feel that walk, feel that talk. Open it up. Hopefully that's some ASMR for you, or less for me. But again, the idea is a lot more intentional. You pull this out of your pocket. And you can say, well, hey, that's going to take some time. But, again, you can easily take this out, write with it, put it back in. You may have seen the bar trick there. Or if you want to more intentionally write with it, you can flip it around here and you can screw on this as well. And then you can do long things. You can sit it down, at the office. You can pick it up. You can write down, put it back down. You can pick the way that you want to. But the biggest thing to love, I think, and I'm going to thank Ben Peterson from NAFS, is going ahead and putting me on game with the Bic insert. I'm a big insert fan of the Parker Jotter size of pins, right? This is something that has so many different inserts, fancy and brown ink and black blue navy ink and fine tip and gel insert that can write under. You got it. I have the kink flow in here if you guys are curious. Love that one, right? A little bit finer of a writer. But again, you get into this sort of like, I am a pen enthusiast. I like this type of ink. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because I'm that. I'm not making fun of people there because I do the same thing. But the truth of the matter is it's kind of like going ahead and getting saying I'm going to get a firearm in some super crazy special ammo that you can't find, right? Some, I have no idea, 6.5 special, right? Ooh, it's so powerful, it's so good. But then you can't find it. The real thing is the 9mm, the standard, right? The 5.56 is the standard. The big stick here is the standard. This guy, right? So I went into the office the other day and sitting there is a whole entire box full of these, black or blue. Which one do you want, right? And so the idea here is that when this runs out and I have this in my pocket, right, kind of like instead of carrying a flashlight that uses some super fancy 21-700, I have the 14-500 that can also accept the AA. So I can easily harvest the soul out of this plastic stick, which is an amazement of French engineering within itself. And look at that shape at the end, how they got that down to a perfect, great homage, right? But again, I can pull that right out and then put it back in. Or, hey, I want to write blue, right, for a certain thing. and then I want to go back to black, I can easily swap it out just by using that little nail nick, putting it back in there. And whether it's a big crystal, the big stick here that you can find as well, easily you can just harvest that, throw this away. Yes, it's kind of a thing of waste, but at the end of the day, you're also going to throw this away, the insert in this, the parking. So I mean, what's really the difference? And this is probably recyclable, I would think. This material. What does that say? The end there. Big. Just big. But anyways, you get the idea. I digress here. You know, this is the most common pin you are going to find. So why carry super duper crazy rare when this is just like the humble, again, kind of almost Swiss Army knife, right? Like, is it magnet? Is it Timascus? Is it zirconium? No, but it's just gonna work. You're just gonna be able to cut something and put it away. Same sort of thing here. It's gonna be able to open this up, write something down really quick. You're gonna waste some time at work and kind of jot in and draw a galaxy with aliens and spaceships like I did the other day with this big stick. You can't, right? You can do that kind of stuff and not really have to worry about your super duper fancy, mega special, hard to find, weird black blue pen ink running out. Just a big stick, bang, go get another one, harvest it. And the other cool part is I really like this because of how solid and secure and everything like that. But you can even go one step further and just get a big sleeve from Flytanium and literally use this cap on this and just the titanium body and just sort of complete that pure dependency on the big stick experience. So Ben, I know you made your own knife, but you might want to look at these guys too because this thing is a beast. Also, the finishing is pretty good, right? To be expected with the next thing, which is to love, which is the price. You're getting real titanium for that $23. This was $99. There are big idea designs that are getting up there into the 100 range, which they're great or worth it, right? Um, Tactile turn, what is it, 131 now or something like that? Those amazing smooth action design pins. The one that has a milled clip, I can't remember it, but they're way expensive, right? And again, to a point, they're worth it. But sometimes just simple is best, right? Just that's really all that you have to say. Sometimes just simple is best. And so I think for that experience, something different, something that's going to be Kalashnikov reliable, if not more reliable, with the big stick inside and just the titanium construction that's going to survive just about anything. Where can you go wrong for $23? And again, this is for the extra. If you go, that's just so stupid. If you go for just and look at this thing's gorgeous within itself. It has the exact same shape. How sick is that? Big, please don't send assist indices. You're gonna get more sales, I'm sure, because of it. But that price of $14, and you could have different anodized flavors, right? I mean, how cool is that? You could take this and take it, get it bead blasted, right? Oh, do the Chris Reeve on that texture. The biggest chef's kiss, man. Don't anybody steal that. I might do that. But it gets you excited. It's nice to have something that is Casio price when everything is like to have fun and to enjoy your life and to be a real collector. You must spend $375 on a minimum on your pocket knife. You must spend $250 on the Grimsmo. It's the only way that you really care about this hobby. Bam, $23. Eat it, right? And it's awesome. I freaking love this thing if you don't know. Can't tell. However, like anything, I want to be fair. And so although there's just a love section here, right? Um, there are some things to have some qualms, some dislikes, right? The first thing is the finishing is both what I expected and what I expected at $23, right? So the finishing is a little rough here. If you look here, don't know if you can see, but there's just like a big line where they satined it weird. There's like a weird little indentation here that comes in. There's like these little nicks and thick parts where they, turned it on the mill or, hand satined it through. Again, this is going to get dinged up. It's going to get dented. It's kind of a part of the whole entire thing. So, do I really care, right, that it doesn't have the uber fine, beautiful finishing that this did with little slight stonewashing just barely on here? This poor guy's gotten so messed up. I love this pen. But I digress. Again, you're getting what you're paying for. But someone out there might have a real problem that it's not to the nth of perfection. So I wanted to be fair and I wanted to call it out. The next thing is this pen is smooth. There is no texturing. It'd be cool to have some like hashing right here, just at the very collar or something. But again, it kind of also takes away from that like really being an homage to this smooth guy right here. So I kind of like that it's smooth. And again, I'm not like bearing down with the super duper force, so this is fine. The other thing that, again, kind of having forethought into others, people might not like that this is, super high speed, low drag, super fast. Might say, hey, it's inconvenient. Well, if you are thinking that, then you probably should get a different pen type. Is what I would say, right? Again, I can easily twist this, sign the receipt, go ahead and twist it back on, and put it in my pocket. It doesn't take that much longer. But again, in all fairness, I do want to have that sort of forethought, that thought process. Again, I like the cap that it screws on. You're not going to lose it, so you really don't have to worry about this. And you might say, oh, it doesn't have different types of insert. It only has one. But again, that's kind of the point. It's literally called the Stick, spelled the exact same, because that's the whole reason you're getting it. That's how Ben Peterson, you know, said that's why I like this, right? This is sort of the pen that I've always had. That's why he had his NAV's big idea design pen, um, for that exact reason. Because again, it is just such a great little daily driver. The Honda pens, and there's not any sort of way that you can say that's derogatory or anything. That's the biggest compliment that you could give. So yeah, I think other than that, again, finishing a little smooth, right? A little slow, you could say. It does use the bic, which again is the whole entire point. Um, yeah, I really don't see a single thing that you could really, really take away from this and not just say, I am buying one right now, Jade. Thank you. And that's really all that you need to say. So, of course, all things here. I've really enjoyed making this video. I'm really passionate about this. I'm glad that I can tell this is going to come out here on the video because this deserves it. And this is that sort of healthy stuff that we need. We need cheap that has history. Review to come. Check it out. But again, we need that sort of thing. Not everything has to be the most leading edge, most pushing into the nth of expense, and you must have it or you're not in the club, right? It's nice to just have something that you're proud of. And like, this is a tool. This thing is bad ASS. Yes, right? Just that. So, of course, just wrapping everything up, I hope you guys did like this review. I've had so much fun going ahead and making it. If you did, please go and give a like as well as subscribe, as there's plenty more content coming with EDC gear. Of course, please go and give a comment down below, as well as if you like this video or had any sort of questions. I love fellowshipping with you guys, answering any questions that you do have. Of course, most importantly, I appreciate you taking time just watching this video of this idiot ramble over here. I also appreciate you. Again, we're almost at 3,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for that. Of course, most importantly, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Take care and stay safe. Peace.